The Azari people, who were previously part of the Azari civilization, had a turbulent and unpredictable history. They were assured that humans will return, but they never discussed it. However, when a faint message was detected near Sector X-12, the Zarn Intelligence Collective sent scouts, battle cruisers, and drone fleets to investigate. For the first time in over 6,000 cycles, the Galactic Accord held an emergency session, and all species attended. The battleships came, and they were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. They were black, enormous creatures with engine tracks that blazed like dying sun. They didn't need to talk, and orbital defenses collapsed quietly. As the cruisers approached Velmora Prime, a message was transmitted throughout the stars: "You erased us, hunted us, and recorded our extinction in your history books. We are back, and we will not forget." Some inhabitants, including Tyrix, a teenage mechanic, shivered when they saw dark outlines slash across the sky like swords. Billions of people held their breath, waiting for a second dawn. The human fleet did not fire, and the Accord's greatest brains hurried to determine their intentions. High Chancellor Dovrax, the Galactic Accord's leader, issued an order to send a message beginning, "We welcome you back," and ending, "Let us coexist in peace." The first wave of human drop pods arrived, carrying one or two tall, armored troops hidden beneath luminous visors. They moved with deadly precision, knowing the topography, bunkers, shield patterns, and emergency procedures because humans never forgot what had happened to them and never ceased plotting revenge. Admiral Karen launched a counterattack from space, but her cruisers failed to strike the drop pod zones. The human spacecraft projected distortion and glitched their fleet systems, causing the ships to go silent. Panic turned to immobility within the Accord war room as the Empire unraveled. Humans were not there for land or reparations, but to dispel myths and remind the galaxy that they were a part of it. In a mining station above Tyrix, Rez, a teenage mechanic, was enlisted by a force. The local governor attempted to send signals to the human ships, but received no answer. The term "survivors" flashed on the screen, and individuals all across the station speculated about the humans identifying themselves, hunting for their own kind that had been left behind, or seeking collaborators. Tyreek has always been frigid and lonely, only useful for mining rare crystals. The governor secluded himself in the control room and refused to talk with anybody. The following morning, the human ships entered the lower atmosphere right over Tyreek Station, deploying no weaponry or personnel. The governor attempted to depart, but the second broadcast found a tape from years before stored in a file. The humans were aware that Tyreek was not innocent, but rather a hidden cemetery. Humans want the truth for those who survived the cleaning, hid, and were willing to recall. In Sublevel 9, a human figure emerges, surrounded by quiet. Rez, a mechanic who discovered a body, is surrounded by quiet and a guy raising his hand in recognition. The guy wonders why Rez is here, and Rez explains that the truth rots in the shadows, and they are here to bring it into the light. Rez's mind speeds as he understands Tyrax, once forgotten in the cosmic system, is suddenly on the map. The guy inquires if Rez is part of the lying or part of the quiet. He has no idea what that implies, but he knows he is a mechanic who discovered a body he should not have. He is in front of something much greater than he had ever dreamed. An unidentified living form breach. Central AI is down. Rez chases them down ancient mine tunnels into locked rooms that no one has entered in years. Behind layers of rusting doors were remnants of a bygone era, including Terran flags and containers containing illegal data. In the center, an ancient communication gear blinks quietly. The lady delicately touches the rig, which seems half-dead yet still functions. She knelt near the console, reawakening it from its coma. This is Navarro's last transmission point, and the guy who had yet to disclose his identity reclined against the wall, arms crossed. Tyreek, the guy who still hadn't revealed his identity, leaned against the wall because someone assisted him. Navarro did not fall here by chance, someone in the station sacrificed everything to protect him. They're come to complete what they began, and Rez feels like the air has thickened. The narrative recounts a group of humans that are attempting to unearth hidden history and infiltrate the galaxy. The gang is commanded by Commander J. Navarro, a member of the United Terran Front. The squad is entrusted with spreading the truth about the United Terran Front to all systems, ports, and even those that have outlawed human media. The gang is aware of the threats they face and is determined to subvert the lie with the truth. The Lady, LRA, is a reincarnation of a soldier and historian who has discovered the falsehood and is now striving to assist the group. She is a digital battle architect who bypasses station firewalls by employing outdated encryption technology. Cade is a guy who is accustomed to violence and is about to murder the truth once again. The rig is engaged, and the message is sent to all unshielded receivers outside the Helix barrier. The message contains hundreds of symbols and languages from all known species. The message emphasizes the value of truth and the necessity to struggle for the survival of the galaxy. The essay emphasizes the perils of neglecting the truth and the significance of protecting it. Rez senses a strong indication that humans are no longer a myth, but a warning. The word travels around the galaxy, causing whole networks to fail and civilian centers to blink in and out of service. Military AI labels the broadcast as Level 9 illegal material, which reaches billions. Protests erupted in Satari Prime's capital domes, and young people marched carrying stolen banners featuring the Earth's emblem. Soldiers at military posts hesitated to execute instructions, and spirits started to talk. Reza's body aches as he returns to Tyreek Station, and smoke fills the transmission room. Luro attempts to reroute electricity after another strike, but the system is down. A communication from the Terran fleet comes, confirming that Earth Command received the burst and activated over 93,000 subnetworks. The Earth Command censorship is failing, and the Terran fleet has arrived, delivering a clear message: humans are no longer the hunted, but the storm. The troops outside the door laid down their guns one by one, and behind them came citizens, miners, engineers, and others Rez had worked with. The message is clear: people are no longer being persecuted, but rather the storm. The universe is at war with the Terran Navy, and humans are no longer being persecuted. The Terran Marines, including Cade and LRA, approached Tyreek Station in terror and quiet. They observed humanity's annihilation and the shift in the atmosphere. The Marines' presence was intended to observe the truth rather than to conquer. The survivors were given the option of testifying or walking away, and some chose to speak. Cade and LRA were given the opportunity to speak, and the stars above Tyreek grew clearer. The galaxy split, and the agreement was labeled terrorism. Some worlds would riot, while others attempted to delete the message. However, this time, they were unable to destroy the message. The truth spreads quicker than fear, and humans were no longer just a planet. A new Terran spaceship reached orbit, a broadcast ship, blasting waves of truth across a galaxy founded on quiet. Tyrex's remaining people gathered to see the message play again. The message was that people were never your demons, but they had become the flame, and you would never forget them. LRA smiled as he extended his hand to Cade, and Rez accepted it for the first time.